Hi guys, good evening and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I will be discussing what I thought of the latest and super good episode of The Lord of the Rings of Power. Oh man, that was a lame whistle. Take two. That's better. That kind of summarizes how I felt about this episode. Now, before I get into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review, so if you're not caught up on The Rings of Power by the latest episode, which dropped Thursday night/Friday on Amazon, you do not want to keep watching or listening, as I will be discussing spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, this felt like a great aftermath episode. You know, with the way the previous episode ended with basically the creation, the birth of Mount Doom / the land of Mordor, you kind of have to have an aftermath episode, like how it affects all of the characters involved, both good and bad. Now, mostly this affected our good guys, where our bad guys we're quite pleased with the turnout, so pleased that Adar decided to give it a new name. I really wanted him to say the words Mordor, but when the name appeared that said the Southlands and it turned into Mordor, that was pretty cool too. But I was hoping he would actually say it, but now it's official, so that's cool. I thought it was a great aftermath episode. We saw how truly traumatic it was for a number of reasons, not just because of the natural disaster of it, but, you know, the queen losing her sight, you know, Isildur going MIA, doubt he's dead. I mean, his horse doesn't seem to think so. That's why he took off, but his father sure seems convinced. And then just everyone being so broken and disheartened and spread apart from one another. You know, I really loved the, I guess I would call it the recovery effort of this part of this episode, which showed our characters regrouping at the camp, tending to their wounded, you know, tending to their dead, and the leaders, you know, communicating with one another about what's going to happen next. The queen surprised me. I thought she was ready to tell Galadriel to go to hell and along with the rest of Middle-earth, but she actually does seem quite determined to bring back another army from Numenor to indeed defeats the dark forces that plague Middle-earth. But this also could be partly inspired by revenge for her sight or lack of sight. But at the same time, maybe she's fulfilling her original oath, which was, yeah, we'll help you fight the bad guys, sure. But maybe losing her sight kind of helped, inspired, fueled that fire even further, so to speak. So we'll see. You know, I got excited when I realized, I mean, I was sorry for the Hardfoots, but I got excited when I realized that the flying debris, the rocks that spewed from the mountain, from Mount Doom, that crushed the grove, the home of the hobbits, I'm like, okay, this puts them closer to the rest of our characters. Let's hope these guys cross paths with one another sooner rather than later. They still have their own little story they got to tell. It's too bad those creepy magic people, whoever the hell they are, burnt their homes down and whatnot, but at least the stranger was well ahead of them. And he gave them a lot of apples and fruit as a parting gift, despite leaving on kind of on rocky terms with the hobbits. But there doesn't seem to be any hard feelings now, since they're going after him to warn him about the magic people hot on his trail. And I really like the stuff that was going on with Durin, his father, and Elrond. You know, that king is just one stubborn old man, and he really just doesn't, he seems to be unable to see past suspicion and prejudice, and it's too bad, because even Durin is far more open-minded than his old man is. And it's frustrating for Durin. You know, I could feel his frustration with his father, and, you know, how it's like, you know, the elves are going to die, are all going to perish unless we provide them access to this mithril. And the king is understandably concerned, because he's like, well, what's going to happen to us if we dig too deeply? And sure enough, as we got a wonderful glimpse of it, there is a Balrog deeply hidden below the mountain, below the rocks, where that rich vein of mithril is. So yikes. So it makes me wonder what's going to happen there. Are we going to see them resume mining operations in the season finale next week? Or is that something that they're going to wait to address until season 2? Who knows? But it's exciting. Very exciting. This was such a great episode. I really enjoyed it. This was a good aftermath episode. And it also set us up for one heck of a season finale next week. Hard to believe that it's already going to be the season 1 finale. And I believe season 2 has just begun production in the United Kingdom, so that's exciting. Hopefully it'll be with us sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for watching this episode review. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I did. What did you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it down below in the comments section. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend if I don't see you. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power season 1 finale drops next week, Thursday night/Friday on Amazon Prime. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching. And of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.